Women have historically held a special place in Italian society, but within the last 70 years, major change has erupted in how the Italian society treats its women.
Women occupy the central role in the traditional Italian family. The women, especially mothers or grandmothers, are seen as comparable to the Virgin Mary, supremely pure, a model of humanity and forgiveness, but also a symbol of pain and sacrifice. This is where the term Mamma Mia originates. Much of this ideology was encouraged by the church, which placed women in a lower role within society. Women recently have found themselves struggling to find their identity in modern Italy. The latent machismo, Catholic traditions, and lack of accessibility to education have all led to women hitting roadblocks in their major strides towards fuller emancipation. Another significant roadblock is that women, until recently, have not shown significant interest in political and legal equality with men. Italian society views men and women as equal but different. Men in Italy would often say, "I'm the boss, but my wife is the ruler." Therefore, women would feel as if they had enough power inside their own household and would not feel the need for equality outside of their own bubble. When given the same opportunities of a man, women would often decline for the fear of losing their femininity or their quote-unquote feminine power. The women's movement in Italy gained power in the 1970s, mostly prompted by the American women's movement. During the first phase, women worked together to analyze their sexuality and oppression. In other words, it was a gender awareness and separative phase, where women claimed their gender identity and sought to live it out in a non-authoritarian way. One of the biggest feminist groups in Italy was the MLD, or the Movement for the Liberation of Italian Women. This movement focused on issues like the elimination of gender discrimination in the schools, sexual discrimination at work, and women's autonomy, especially the right to control their own bodies through free contraception and the liberalization of abortion laws. This eventually led to a modern conception that in order to succeed, women must include men in the feminist movement, instead of considering it simply as an us versus them scenario. Pro-women legislation was eventually legalized, including the legalization of divorce in 1970, the parity between two partners in marriage in 1975, the equality at work in 1977, and the legalization of abortion in 1978.
The depiction of women in the Italian media is significantly different than in the US media. Many women on Italian TV are semi-nude, overtly sexual, and are poked, prodded, and made fun of for their stupidity. Many shows involve women in degrading positions or forced to act in scenes that expose their bodies. In the same vein, older women are pressured to look more youthful through plastic surgery and Botox, while also making fun of and degrading younger women. In this scenario, older women adopt masculine attitudes in order to get ahead in their industries. In Italy, women are also more confident and comfortable in their sexuality than many Anglo-Saxon cultures are. Women are taught to cultivate their femininity and use it to achieve their ends, but also to expect the same level of sexual freedom as men. There are still impediments towards equality. In other European countries, women have more equality than in Italy. The UK holds equal opportunities as a constitutional right. France has feminism forming because of the lapses in equality, but Spain has large problems with violence against women. All of these countries demonstrate a willingness to change, but Italy has a resistance to the subject of equal opportunity. Men and women are equal but different, and Italian resistance shows how embedded that idea is within Italian society. This idea of resistance can vividly be seen in the #MeToo movement. The effect is much different in Italy since many women fear speaking up for the prejudice against them. Many women view Italian society as stubbornly patriarchal and resistant to change. This is visible through the apathetic response Italian society has towards the movement. Victim blaming and men being let off on sophomoric humor shows how Italian society doesn't see harassment against women as an issue. Berlusconi, who is known for his contracting of underage prostitutes and improper comments against women, has said how Italian society has, quote, always been defending women. Many Italians also see these comments as normal, since they occur regularly without repercussions. There is continued sexualization of Italian women in the media, and women also partake in the victim blaming and focus on tearing each other down. This state of normalcy creates complacency in the culture and unwillingness to change society as a whole.
Many of these problems seem daunting, but there are Italian women working hard to change these norms. Many women must begin to be countercultural and not focus on how society wants them to be, but instead focus on what they want to be. For example, women don't always have to wear makeup and the latest fashion to be beautiful, but instead can own their bodies and their look. Italians, both men and women, should also question the purpose of media in their society. Previously, the television was used to educate, but the recent rise in sexuality has not allowed for education to seep through. Italians must be patient and work for change so the media can accurately reflect what modern Italian society looks like. Italy can no longer ignore its women, and it is everybody's responsibility to make sure that society changes for the better.